If you want to build muscle, then you need to cause muscle damage and metabolic stress. By lifting weights, you can cause a buildup of damage, and this will provide precisely the stimulation you need to trigger muscle growth during rest. To lose fat, improve your fitness and get better health though, you need to use cardiovascular training. Cardiovascular training is any type of training that involves exerting yourself for an extended period. Very often, this will mean running long distances, with jogging being perhaps the most popular form of cardio training. Not far behind though, are swimming, cycling, skipping, rowing and others. Traditionally, this kind of cardiovascular training has been steady state. That means that you put on your running shoes, you step out of the door and you run for about 40 to 60 minutes. It's steady state because you're maintaining a steady level of exertion throughout the course of the exercise. Here, you'll be jogging at a set pace and then maintaining that pace. For a long time, this was thought to be the very best way to burn the maximum number of calories and to improve fitness, and there was a good theory behind why this should be the case. Specifically, it was thought that there was an optimal fat burning zone and that this could be found at roughly 70% of your maximum heart rate. This makes sense in theory, seeing as faster than 70% of your maximum heart rate would put you past your anaerobic threshold. In other words, you would be running so fast that you wouldn't be able to rely on your aerobic energy system for fuel. You simply couldn't burn fat quickly enough, and so you would be forced to rely on energy stored in your muscles as ATP and glycogen. It would appear to make sense then, that running at 70% of your maximum heart rate and maintaining the maximum pace at which the body burns fat, should result in the maximum weight loss. But this isn't what modern research has found. HIIT stands for high intensity interval training, and it completely turns this concept on its head. In HIIT, you actually alternate between bursts of intense exertion, such as sprinting, and periods of relatively low intensity exercise, like jogging or power walking. This way, you are switching from your anaerobic energy system to your aerobic system and back, switching between burning energy stored in your blood and muscles and energy stored as fat. But what makes this so effective is what happens after the anaerobic training. When you exert yourself maximally by sprinting or exercising otherwise at 100%, you deplete any energy that might have been available from sources other than fat. This then means that following that, your body can only burn fat for energy, there is no other option remaining. Thus, you will then burn even more fat during the aerobic parts of the exercise. And when you finish and go home, you will continue to burn fat stores because you'll still be low on stored glycogen. This is what some people refer to as the afterburn effect, and it means that after an intensive session of HIIT, you can continue to burn more calories for the rest of the day. More benefits of HIIT. HIIT can burn more calories than steady-state cardio, and this is because you're exerting yourself more at certain points throughout your training. This means you should also be finished in a much shorter time period. Typically, a HIIT session can last between 10 to 20 minutes and be just as effective in terms of calories burned as a 40-minute run. For those who have a busy work schedule, then HIIT training is the ideal solution and allows them to squeeze in a few quick minutes of highly effective training to get amazing results. There are more reasons to get excited about HIIT too. When looking at any type of training program, what's always useful to keep in mind is the said principle. This means specific adaptations to impose demands. It means that your body changes to adapt to the demands placed on it. If you train at altitude, you become better at training at altitude. If you jog, you become better at jogging. Thus, HIIT makes you better at high-intensity activities, which include sprinting, running, rowing, boxing, wrestling, play fighting, sports, moving furniture and more. These are things we are much more likely to use in our daily lives, and that makes this a more adaptive and useful form of training. Whereas steady-state cardio makes you more effective at long runs, or jogs, HIIT makes you explosive and athletic. And this also creates a number of other great advantages too. For instance, HIIT has been shown to help improve the efficiency and number of mitochondria. Mitochondria are tiny energy factories that live inside all of our cells and have the critical role of creating and using ATP, adenosine triphosphate. This is the most fundamental form of energy in the human body, and it's what fuels all our movements as well as all our thoughts. More mitochondria means greater energy efficiency. That means yet more athletic performance and even more brain power. Your brain cells have mitochondria too. Ever wondered why little kids seem to run in circles all day without getting tired while older generations get exhausted from getting up to turn the TV on? One of the big reasons for this discrepancy is the difference in the number and efficiency of mitochondria. This also improves your VO2 max, which is the amount of oxygen you are capable of using. The greater your VO2 max, the more efficient you become at oxygenating your body. This is one of the biggest indicators of physical fitness and one of the things that athletes are encouraged to focus on in their training. But perhaps best of all is that the explosive movement used in HIIT, that will invariably engage your fast-twitch muscle fiber. These are the muscle fibers that contain more mitochondria and that deliver quick power. They're also the biggest type of muscle fibers and the ones that will make you look like a bodybuilder. If you engage in steady-state cardio, then you can risk converting your fast-twitch muscle fiber into slow-twitch fiber. Why? Because you're placing high energy demands on your body over a long period, and thus your body will want to move the rate toward the most efficient form of muscle fiber. What's more, is that you create a highly catabolic environment that in short starves your body of fuel and forces it to break down both fat and muscle. This is why most long-distance runners also happen to be stick-thin. But when you engage your fast-twitch muscle fibers, you show your body that you need explosiveness and you shorten the length of the catabolic period. This means that you don't risk breaking down muscle tissue in the same way, allowing you to create a physique that is hard, ripped, and powerful. Women can expect tone definition, while men can expect ripped vascularity and striations. That's why, this is the preferred weight loss strategy of cover models and celebrities. So let's recap. This is a form of training that is quicker than conventional steady-state cardio. Able to burn a much greater number of calories in a shorter time period. Able to create an afterburn effect for increased metabolism throughout the day. Effective in increasing energy levels by improving the number of mitochondria. Effective in protecting muscle against deterioration for a leaner, harder physique. And excellent for your all-round health. Oh, and did I mention that it's also highly versatile and practical and can be performed anywhere? Yep, that's pretty much why people love HIIT. Let's introduce it into your routine, shall we? Just before we do that though, be sure to check out this video and take a closer look at the science. Boring, I know, but it will be crucial in helping you to really understand what you're doing, rather than just following a routine blindly.